Okay, we've made it all the way to Wave 10 and Outbreak, and honestly, I was wrong about this weapon. You've got to be kidding. Oh, we just freaking crashed on round 48. But here we are on round 51, and what I'm going to be doing is we're going to be using the new CRV, kind of comparing it when it's maxed out right next to the M16 and seeing what the difference between the two are. All right, and welcome back to another episode of What Happens When You Pack-a-Punch That. If you are new to my channel or this series, essentially what we're doing here is every single time they add a brand new DLC weapon into Cold War, we take it into zombies and test it out in pretty much every way imaginable. In this video, we're testing the new CARV.2, which is an extremely strong weapon in zombies. The first test we're going to be running is we're going to be taking it all the way to Wave 10 and Outbreak and see if this is the new best weapon to use in Outbreak. I already know this is going to be a very, very strong weapon. I just don't know if it's going to be stronger than the pump action shotgun. After we take it all the way to Wave 10 and Outbreak, I'm going to go to round 50 on D Machine and we're going to see how well it holds up there. But with that being said, let's go ahead and hop into game. All right, so now we're in game with this weapon, and this weapon is just freaking massive, especially with the attachments we have on. I am going to leave a timestamp thing towards the end of the video showing the exact attachments I would recommend using on this weapon and the attachments that I am currently rocking right now in game. So we are currently heading to the first objective. While we're doing that, if you guys would like to sub, I would greatly appreciate that. We're slowly getting closer to 75k subs every single day. On top of that, I want to give a huge thanks to everyone who's going to comment, leave a like, and watch this video in its entirety. All three of those things help me out very much. All right, so now we're on the holdout on Wave 1. Surprise, surprise, this thing absolutely melts on Wave 1, just like every other weapon in the game. It appears to be doing 115 damage per headshot, which is really good for an unpacked weapon. But once again, it's Wave 1. Let's go a few ways higher and see what this bad boy does. All right, so now we're on Wave 3. We've currently got the weapon packed once, blue tier, and I've got Cryo Freeze. I think Cryo Freeze is definitely going to be the best ammo mod to rock on this. And even though this is only pack 1 on round 3, this thing's really just absolutely demolishing, and where this gun is kind of the best at is going for headshots. This weapon's got a really good headshot multiplier, more than what the M16 has, and as you can see when we're hitting headshots, we don't have dead shot right now. This thing just absolutely melts if you're aiming for headshots, and that's going to be the biggest kind of benefit about this weapon, always going for those critical spots, and you should be able to melt a lot of zombies. But let's take it up a few notches, go to some higher rounds, and see what this bad boy does then. All right, Wave 5 with a Pack 2 purple tier rarity, and if you're hitting headshots, still absolutely melting. Look at just the damage we can do to zombies. Armor, no armor. We've only got 2 more waves to go, and we are at the max health for this, and it's still just absolutely demolishing. We still got another pack and another tier to go. This weapon's really freaking good from what I've tested so far. Let's try it against the boss. Let's see what we're doing on Wave 5 against, you know, a objective boss. Obviously, we got to hit the critical spot. Oh, he still hasn't broken the, you know, the armor off of it yet. But once we break the armor, it's going to be pretty nice. I mean, even without breaking the armor, this is doing some decent damage. Not as much as the pump action shotgun. I think the pump action shotgun's definitely better at killing bosses. That's kind of its, you know, go-to thing. It's really good at destroying bosses. And right now, this has a lot of killing potential against zombies, especially if you're hitting them in critical spots. Bosses, it does do it, just not quite on the same scale as shotguns do. Shotguns just are unmatched when it comes to destroying bosses. All right, so here we go. We've now broken the armor on it. Let's see what kind of critical damage we can do to this thing, because that's really this thing's specialty. Oh, crap, I can't see because there's fire all over the place. Come on now, come on now. Yeah, when we're hitting it in the critical spot, this thing is definitely doing massive damage. When we're not hitting it, it's doing some, but hitting the critical spot is definitely what you want to be doing with this weapon, because it just melts pretty much anything. Okay, we've made it all the way to Wave 10 and Outbreak, and honestly, I was wrong about this weapon when it comes to Outbreak. This weapon is an absolute monster in round-based modes, but it doesn't have the same effect in Outbreak. One of the main things that makes this weapon so good is its extra damage to critical spots. One thing that I forgot about is when you get to higher and higher rounds on Outbreak, almost all the zombies are armored zombies, and you can't do crits to armored zombie until their armor's broken. So when you shoot armored zombies with this weapon in Outbreak, you aren't doing a whole lot of damage, which is a massive deal in Outbreak because, you know, almost every zombie on higher rounds are gonna be armored zombies. So yeah, this did not have the intended result that I thought it would in Outbreak. Just because this weapon is extremely powerful in round-based modes, that doesn't really carry over to Outbreak whatsoever. It's not the best at killing bosses, whereas, you know, the pump action shotgun's great at that. And the pump action shotgun's still a one hit to armored zombies on round 10. where this thing can demolish a normal zombie in seconds, like on round 10. Absolutely has no issues with it. But armored zombies, the armor's got to be broken before you can one burst them. So it is just not. This is just not it for Outbreak. Don't use this on Outbreak. It's not as good as what I thought it was gonna be. But with that being said, now we've got to hop into a round-based mode and go to round 50 to kind of show off what this thing can do on, you know, normal zombie modes, where I think this thing actually shines very, very brightly. All right, now for the round-based mode test. I know I said Deep Machine earlier, but we're on FIREBASE-Z right now. That's because I forgot. I want to test it out against Orda, and obviously I can only do that on FIREBASE-Z. So here we are, just now setting up. Obviously, I got to go get it packed. You guys know the drill. I'll be back with you guys in a little bit. A few quick things to note before we actually get into, like, you know, any real testing here. Yeah, I'm using a 3-time scope on this, mainly because I just wanted to mix it up, and this gun heavily rewards you for hitting critical kills. And on top of that, the hip fire is actually super, super good. So at close range, we can just kind of rely on the hip fire. And at long range, we can utilize this scope. Probably not something I would recommend running on this weapon if you plan on, you know, using it a lot. Just something I wanted to test out for this segment of the video. As it goes for lower rounds, this thing just absolutely shreds in round-based modes. Round 26 right now, got it second packed purple tier, and you can just see with each individual shot, we are just demolishing zombies instantly. Just absolutely instantly, they disappear. Really do think once we get this to 50, it is still gonna be very, very potent. But on these earlier rounds, like, I really don't have to do anything. I can just sit here, point and click, and one burst is gonna take out just so many zombies. All right, it's time to test it out against Orda. We currently have it all the way upgraded to the final tier, fully max Pack-a-Punch. So we're gonna be doing the maximum amount of damage this weapon can do. We're gonna start off by shooting it without Ring of Fire, and then we're gonna proceed to shoot it with Ring of Fire to see what kind of damage this does to Orda all around. All right, there we go. So it's about 1,000 per shot, and so far it's pretty good, especially without the Ring of Fire. We'd be able to take this down pretty quickly, but I have a feeling, just like any weapon, once you activate the Ring of Fire, it is gonna pick up in speed dramatically. Definitely not the best weapon. You know, the crossbow, ballistic knife, stuff like that just demolishes Orda like it's absolutely nothing. This is a really viable option, and you can use it just like I am here. Like, we might have to kill some zombies. Nope, I'm just gonna keep shooting. I'm just gonna keep shooting. Screw the zombies. Oh, wait, no, I thought, okay. I forgot when Orda dies, they don't just disappear like normal objectives. We went down, but it's whatever. We took down, what the? Well, we went down twice. Cool. Yeah. Probably should worry about the zombies. Don't just focus on Orda, because that almost lost us the game right there. You've got to be kidding. Oh, we just freaking crashed on round 48. All right, we're on round 51. This video has taken so long to get all this footage because my game keeps disconnecting me. But here we are on round 51, and what I'm going to be doing is we're going to be using the new CRV, kind of comparing it when it's maxed out right next to the M16 and seeing what the difference between the two are. So starting off on round 51, this is the amount of damage that this is putting out. And, well, we activated an elemental mod, but even without activating it, look at how quickly this eliminates max health zombies with this weapon, and we're already out of ammo. That was because I didn't buy ammo before. This weapon, as long as you're not playing Outbreak, oh no, and we're down. With this weapon, if you shoot zombies in critical spots, it just absolutely deletes them. Like, even on round 51, we're just one bursting enemy after enemy, just chopping through them. But as we showed in the Outbreak gameplay, the thing where this really struggles with is against armored zombies, or any sort of zombie that you can't just immediately hit a critical spot. But if you're able to hit a critical with this weapon, it can just train. Oh, well, we're gonna go down here because I wasn't paying attention. But if you are able to hit zombies in a critical location, it just demolishes them. They just disappear. So yes, this is a CARV kind of maxed out in zombies and what it does, and it's really good. But yeah, now let's see how it compares to the M16. This is the maxed out M16 shooting into hordes, and that didn't really count because that was elemental pop, and it's killing zombies, but noticeably not as quick. It is still dropping in about a burst, but a burst of this takes longer to get off than a burst of the CARV. So here we go again with the CARV, and it looks like they're killing about the same amount of zombies per burst. It's just the burst on the CARV are just so much quicker, and it definitely feels a lot faster when taking down these enemies, especially when we go back and forth between the two. I can definitely feel just more power from the CARV compared to the M16. It's just faster, and as long as you're hitting headshots, this just deletes. Like, look at that. It just absolutely deletes zombies rapidly. But yeah, with that, we're going to go ahead and end our round-based review. All in all, this weapon is very, very strong in round-based modes. I would probably put it in the top 5, if not the top 3 best weapons to use if you're just going for like, you know, general kind of round 50 gameplay. Obviously past round 50, you're going to want a wonder weapon or something that's just going to absolutely obliterate zombies. But in terms of like full auto / burst weapons, this is probably the best. It's better than a lot of the full auto weapons. It doesn't beat the pump action shotgun. And obviously when you go to Outbreak, it struggles a lot because you cannot hit crits on armored zombies. And real quick before we end the video, like I said, I was gonna go over all the attachments I was rocking on it. I was using the 3x scope for the second half of this footage, but the sight really doesn't matter. Put on whatever you feel comfortable. This weapon does benefit from critical, so you might want to put something that's going to help you just a little bit more accurately hit crits, but whatever you feel comfortable with, use on that. For the muzzle, I was using the agency silencer. For the barrel, I was doing the strike team to get the extra damage and fire rate. For the body, I was using the ember sighting point. For the underbarrel, I was using the bruiser grip. For the magazine, I was running the last one. For the handle, I had the speed tape, and for the stock, I was running the marathon stock. So yeah, those are the attachments I recommend on this weapon, and I recommend going and getting it. Even though it's not that great for Outbreak, this weapon's a lot of fun to use in round-based modes, and it is just a headshot machine. But yeah, that's gonna be it for this one. Thank you guys so much for watching, and I'll see you guys next time. I just want to take the last little moment at the end of the video here to give a huge thanks to everyone who's became a Twitch subscriber and a YouTube member. And a huge special thanks to those who have taken it above and beyond. We've got the man, the myth, the legend, Cryptic, the absolute boss, Shadow King, and the madman, Buckley himself. All 3 of these people have taken it a step farther and became an Unlocked++ member on YouTube. Absolute homies. Thank you guys so much.